Morning, troops. It's Jeff Williams from Veterans United Against Suicide. Hope this video finds you all well. Sun's shining outside, so happy days. However, the sun's not shining so much in my heart, if I'm honest. I find it difficult these days because so many people out there don't want to hear the truth. They're trying to gag what I say, trying to influence what I say. And I want to make it plainly clear that I only say what I 100% believe in, and two, the message from the grassroots. That's the message I give out. Now, if that's not what the system wants me to say, I'm not going to apologise, because it's the truth and it's the reality. And over the weekend, I've had to contemplate whether to keep this going, if I'm brutally honest with you, because I'm getting fed up of the lack of truth. How any government minister can stand there and say that they're making a difference. From my angle, that is a downright lie. You won't talk to me, and then you tell people that you're talking to my organisation when you gave us 30 minutes, and that was shared between 6 veteran champions. That's the high esteem you held us in. They didn't even know we were turning up. I'm glad I didn't go, but there we go. So I'm going to keep and continue telling the truth. Now, got mixed views on the BBC at the moment. They did a fantastic piece last week, and they carried it on today. And Lord Dennett got on, who I've got some respect for, and he said his piece. And there seems to be an acknowledgement that we now have an issue, which 2 years ago, when I first addressed the MOD, I was told to go away, that there wasn't an issue. I asked people to contact the BBC, and I'd like to think that the 100 people that did contact them, which they mentioned this morning, was in some small way due to that plea. However, we all know that it's more than 100. It's a damn sight more than 100. You might be able to times that by 100 for the people that are struggling. And it just amazes me where they look at the figures and they go 73 unconfirmed. Well, they're never going to be confirmed because we're not a government body. However, it begs the difference, or begs the question, why aren't you recording them then? If 4 people, 2 military moms and 2 former serving can do it, why can't the government do it? And then you'd have your figures and your facts. But no, you don't want to know. We've opened a can of worms for you and you don't like it. And that's why we get a bit of disdain from yourself. Well, that's just tough, because at the end of the day, it's lives we're talking about here. It's our brothers and sisters, and we want to save them. And that's where we are with it. Publicity stunts, like talking to widows, is all good. Love it. But why don't you talk to a few people that are struggling? Why don't you talk to a few of the mothers that have to live with the fear that their son's going to pass away any moment? Why don't you talk to the wives who are living with this on a daily basis? Why don't you offer the hand of friendship to them? Then you'll see the true reality of the situation. That's what we've done at Veterans United Against Suicide. We speak to people. We don't listen to what we want to listen to make our viewpoint. Our viewpoint is completely across the board, all ranks, all services, in fact, even all countries. And you won't talk to us. That's fine. So I've got no problem with that. In fact, if Johnny Mercer asked me to come down and talk to him, I'd probably refuse. And that's the truth. He's being dishonest, and that's not good. I'm not going to be penalised for telling the truth. There's enough people out there that tell me that what I'm saying about the desperate situation that the veterans community is in, the morale of the veterans community, and that of the serving, people would not be taking lives at the numbers and the rate that they are. And do you know what a big kick in the goolies is? When you turn around and say, it's a problem across the country. Well, sorry, it is a problem across the country. The NHS cannot cope with the situation. That's a fact. Yet they're picking up awards all over the place about how great they are. They're trying, but they haven't got the funding and they haven't got the skill sets to do anything about it. And that is sad. So some investment in that area needs to happen. But the guys out there that are struggling, they're holding on by their fingertips. They need some assistance. Combat stress, absolutely ridiculous. Had billions of pounds. Where's it all gone? I heard Johnny Mercer, one of the good things he has said, and I try and give a balanced viewpoint, was he turned around at a meeting and said, there's been £1 billion of investment into the veteran community over the past, I think it said 5 years. Well, what have we got for that billion? Except for some chief executives with beautiful houses, massive expense accounts. That money, when I put my fiver in the tin of combat stress, which I used to do quite regular, if somebody had said to me that less than £1 was going to the troops, I wouldn't have done it. So until they're open and transparent, closing down buildings or threatening not to see any more veterans, is that really going to help the situation? If I was hanging on by my fingertips, I might just let go and say, no one cares. So that's where we are, troops. That's the reality of the situation. Start talking to the people that know what's going on, not the generals. They're so far removed, it's unbelievable. And not even some of the colonels. They live in a different world. You need to be talking to the people that are suffering. And let me just say, there are officers that are suffering as well. This disease or whatever it is, it doesn't look at what you got on your shoulders or on your arm as a rank. It doesn't look at your colour, your age or anything. We need to reach out. Fed up of saying the same thing over and over again. It's tiresome. I feel guilty. I feel like I've done something wrong. My team feel that way as well. What can we do to stop this epidemic? It's been acknowledged now and still nothing's been done. And in my opinion, Johnny Mercer hasn't got the money to do anything about it. He's clutching at straws. He's circumnavigating the problem. Go to the core of the problem. Stop making it into something that is trying to make it more complicated and more complex than it is. We need resources. We need to get the people seen. End of story. It's not going to go away. And the next time we want the guys to go to war, we're going to go through another evolution of this. And again, we need to sort it out. That's all I've got to say. Jeff Williams, Veterans United Against Suicide. Hope you're having a great day, troops. I'm off on another interview. I'm not getting anywhere at the moment. Quickly. She's very frustrating as well. But you look after yourselves. If anyone is struggling, reach out. If you're aware of anybody that's struggling, reach out. If you're a wife that's struggling, tell somebody. Don't live in the pain that was described on the telly this morning of your husband, watching him deteriorate mentally and physically. We need to stop it before it manifests that far. Jeff Williams, Veterans United Against Suicide, sorry. Look after yourselves. Keep strong. Thank you.